Welcome in, everyone, and happy Halloween on our Sports Den Spooky Edition. I'm Blythe Whaley, alongside the fabulous J.W. Cox.
It's great to be here. This is like the one holiday we get to do a true holiday sports. We're not generally around. Like Thanksgiving, we're not doing a Sports Den most of the time. We tried a Christmas song one time, and we got heavily censored by YouTube for that. But Halloween, we pull out all the stuff, so good to be here.
Well, exactly. And I mean, what's better than Halloween as trick-or-treating? JW, you can go first.
Oh, yeah. Let's
trick-or-treat.
Ooh, the gold stuff. Pot of gold. We spare no expense here.
I don't know how you didn't pick out the king-size candy bar. I don't know what household does that, but I always loved it whenever it came up.
That was it. That was it. I lived next to my 6th grade teacher for like 12 years after I was in 6th grade. He would always save a big candy bar for me when I would come by. So that was always fun. But yeah, appreciate it, Blythe. Yeah. Right in the spirit. And we're 6 days away still, so that's good. Well, impressive.
What kind of candy bar did you always hope was going to be the one that you pulled out?
It probably would have been a big Milky Way. You know, that's the Cadillac of.
I thought you were going to say hot tamales. That was shocking.
That's
true.
That
was so shocking.
I don't think, have you ever, I mean, we both love hot tamales, which we discovered doing a soccer. Have you ever gotten hot tamales on Halloween?
Probably only once.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like one that people know. It's not in the mix, so we can create our own mix, I guess. And at least we would be happy with it.
Yeah.
So Halloween at the end of this week, it was an exciting week last week, certainly for all of our teams, and it's going to be a big week this week with state tournament soccer and into-section tournament for football and the big 6A state tournament. It's an exciting time of year, not just because of the candy.
Not just because of the candy. Well, that might be my favorite part. Yes. But definitely, JW, we have a lot of fun and exciting games on tap for us. But first, I just want to mention our costumes, and then we'll break into all the other fun.
A big shout out to Mike, who, I didn't come in a costume. This is pretty much what I was going to wear. And, the classic office trope of 3-hole punch Jim, so I go with that, 3-hole punch.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it. It's so creative.
3 dots.
I know, and especially just all the work behind the scenes to make my costume come alive today. Who doesn't love Scooby-Doo?
There you go.
You work with what you got, and when you're wearing a purple shirt, you're like, okay, we got to make Scooby-Doo happen. This is Daphne today.
It works.
Surprised I didn't introduce myself as that.
They could have put it on the interstitial. We had Man Bun the other day, so you might as well get the costumes on there too. Speaking of Man Bun, it was me and Bill Hupp on the call of Centennial and Woodbury to close the regular season for the Cougars last week. And got scary late. The Cougars controlled this game early against a very good one-loss Woodbury team that's another top 10 opponent. All but 2 of their opponents this year for the Cougars have been top 10 teams. Cougars taking their opening possession down the field to the goal line. Lance Lew, a tremendous senior year for him, and he cashes it in from 2 yards out. 7-0 Cougar lead. They're still rolling with it. And then looking for the defense, and over the middle, they get the interception. No return on it, but the pick from Isaiah Ward, and well, okay, now we're down the field to score again, and Dalen Cummings, the tremendous sophomore, takes it in from the left edge, and he will score. But the rest of the way, unfortunately, it was all Woodbury. They get the score from R.J. Altman, and then this, the field goal attempt, the bobbled snap, scoop, and score. Scott Hansen takes it nearly the length of the field. They gave him credit for 89 on the return, and an extra point made it a tie game. Cougars trying to get something rolling. Dalen Cummings throws this one to a defensive lineman. It's intercepted. Short field set up, and it would be more offense for Woodbury as we went tied to the second half, and they would score with Altman again. He was all over the place in this game. Cougars did get on the board with this score from, once again, the man in the middle, Lance Lew. Got within a point because they missed the extra point on another bobbled snap on a tough day for it in the rain. Touchdown puts Woodbury up by 9, looking to close it out, and close it out, boy, would they. R.J. Altman to the races in a 9.2 possession game, under 3 minutes to go, and off he went and he scored 37-20. It did. It got creepy, it got spooky, and the Cougars end up falling in that final game. Just a tremendous year, ran into a really good opponent who they punched in the mouth early, but credit Woodbury bouncing up off the mat and putting up those 17 unanswered points to end that game. George Bagelos ends up going for 149, but R.J. Altman 129 and 3 touchdowns on the ground for Woodbury to end the Cougars' regular season last week.
And as we head to this game, Armstrong taking on our Panthers. I don't know about you, but that was terrifying. But so is this Panther defense. Getting to see them right here. Look to defend, but why not take the possession back? Panther interception early on in this game. As it continues, Tulsa faking the handoff and gonna take it all the way. Tulsa finding the end zone for the first touchdown of the night for the Panthers. As they go up 7-0, Braden Tulsa does it again, finding the end zone, crashing in, and now this game up 2 possessions. Finally, Armstrong able to get a touchdown of their own. He continued to see those faked handoffs working for them, but again, the Panthers strike again. This one, Ullman finding that end zone. But this game ending up with Litke finding yet another touchdown before this one expired. 27-7, our Panthers move on. But as we look at these stats, Braden Tulsa getting that touchdown, you see on our screen 14 passing yards, but the rushing yards 293. So that definitely showed in this game what they can do when they're running the football.
Yeah, Tulsa had been throwing the football well, slinging it around, but that time got back to Panther football, running it up against Armstrong. Final game of the week to close out the regular season for our 3 teams. That was the Blaine Bengals, and don't be too freaked out. There's sunshine streaming down. This was a 1 o'clock kickoff at home against Osseo. And I hope you didn't arrive late, because everything happened in the first half. I'm not kidding. Everything happened in the first half. AJ call, good little play fake up over the top. Callens, Hins, and Jenkins, 49 yards to the house. They love playing under the sunlight there at Bengals Stadium, glinting off that brand new turf. Osseo, they've been a good team too, putting scares into top teams. An over 500 squad coming into this one. Owen Dunkwitz goes around the left edge to score, and that ties the game at 7, courtesy of the extra point. Extra point, remember, those are key. This is the second time this has happened for the Bengals this year. Different guy, Tyler Terry this time, straight through the heart, straight past the logo and the kicker, and gone for the kick return touchdown. Give him credit for 86 in the score. They would go up 14-7, and that would prove to be all they needed with 3:49 to go in the first. It's still 14-7. Rush off right side. And Williams in for Osseo. They would not get the extra point, and look at all those zeros the rest of the way. Now, the Clowns were the entertainment in the second half, but the football game, that was settled by the Bengals early. AJ Call, 68 yards through the air, and that touchdown. Preston Myers, 57 on the ground. Good enough to get the Bengals back to 500, and it got them a number 3 seed in the state tournament. So how about that for the Blaine Bengals, picking up that key late season victory over the Osseo Orioles. Speaking of the season, here's where the standings finished up. Centennial 4-2 in the Metro North, 4-4 overall, so a solid 3rd place finish there, tied with Wayzata, who they beat. Blaine 2-4 in conference play, but 4-4 overall. Then in the Suburban Blue, not a lot of Suburban Blue games to be had. Spring Lake Park lost to Cooper earlier in the year, finishes with a 6-2 record, same record as Cooper in the Blue.
Now, as we take a look at the brackets, we'll see that matchup for Eden Prairie taking on Coon Rapids on the 29th. Of course, they continue everyone on the 29th. White Bear Lake taking on Lakeville North, Minnetonka taking on Brainerd, and Forest Lake taking on Farmington.
So Coon Rapids wants to play at 6A, okay? Well, now you get to play Eden Prairie in the first round. Stillwater and Egan, the other 1-8 matchup. That's where we see our team, Centennial and Eastview, the 3-6. Wayzata and Osseo, the 4-5 matchup. How about that? Wayzata ends up as a 4 seed, takes on a tough Osseo team in Burnsville and St. Michael Albertville. So you've got a team that beat the Cougars by a touchdown, 7-0 in the first game of the season in their bracket, and then 2 other top teams that they beat if they can get past Eastview. They they lost to St. Michael Albertville in week 2, come from behind narrow fashion, had them on the ropes, and beat Wayzata. So Centennial, nothing too crazy there to make their way through that part of the 6A bracket. And in this one, Lakeville South, no surprise there. That's the top seed. That's where the Bengals are your 3 seed against Totino Grace, a team that they handled already this season. Park Center and Park of Cottage Grove and Shakopee, and then Anoka and Mounds View as the 4-5. Blythe, it's quite an entertaining bracket.
And now we take a look at this one. Roger is getting the bye, so they'll advance. Irondale taking on Monticello in the 5-4 matchup. Buffalo taking on our school, Spring Lake Park, in the 6-3. And Park Center also getting a bye to move on to that game on the 30th. Exciting
times for Park Center getting to host a playoff game. That hasn't happened much. That football right there, this guy, we were talking about this just before we went on. This predates, the set dressing here predates both of us, and I think it predates everybody that's working on the show tonight. I could be wrong, but this stuff has been a holiday tradition.
They're fabulous,
yeah,
though. I love them.
I don't know where else you're going to get that. But
when they start bringing out all of the props and everything, you're like, wow, like we are in the spirit. I'm feeling it.
I'm saying,
as we get closer.
It's the one holiday where we always have a show, so why not do it up big? Speaking of doing it up big, the Centennial Cougar girls soccer team.
Yeah.
Every single year we find ourselves with them at least with a shot at a section tournament, and that's where we are again, a section title rather, and that's where we are again. We were in the section title and we had that game, Blythe. It was a good one.
Yeah, they were bringing the ultimate scare as we head back to the field as our Cougars take on the Andover Huskies. As they get prepped and ready to hit the field, all having fun. This one, Coubs gets it over to Ollis, who finds that final one with Treadle inside the box around the keeper. Goal for the Cougars. They get on the board early. 1-0 is our score, and can they keep this going? Of course, the Cougars have shown it time and time again. Straighting her speeding past the defender, into the box, around the goalie, and into the goal as that one rolls in for a 2-0 lead. Fordson is going to collect this one here as she gets in the middle of the field, firing from range and finding the left side of the goal for the Cougars' third of the evening. This ball puts up, Treadle taps it in and past the goalie. That one acrobatic as she just gets those toes on it. But as the ball gets passed back into Ollis finding the space and firing from distance. She gets the goal up and over the keeper. Fordson again, lofting this one up and over. And the Cougars now up 6-0. The Huskies, they want in on some of this action, rushing down and able to slot this ball back up. The defense tries to clear, but Nettle is ultimately gonna find the back of the net. Morgan Nettle scoring for the Huskies, and they don't want just one on that board. They didn't stop here. This one put towards net and followed up. This is Lauren Wright scoring for the Huskies. This game continues, and our Cougars trying to make it interesting, finding the back of the net yet again as this game expires and ends. Our Cougars winning 7-2 and will advance.
Three key members from this Centennial Cougars team that won yet another Section 3A title. And I have to start by asking you all, does winning ever get old?
No, not at all. No.
Did you feel any pressure coming into this game, knowing how much success this program has had and that the expectation is to make the state tournament on a yearly basis? Is there pressure or is that a privilege? Do you feel honored to have that expectation?
I feel kind of both pressured and it's great to have such a great program. But we've had a target on our backs all year. We just have to keep working hard and keep playing as a team and keep passing the ball and playing good soccer.
Not football, sorry.
Brooklyn, is the instruction from Coach Carlson to shoot at will, because you took a couple long distance shots tonight and they worked out. Lauren scored from distance as well. There's a real fearlessness with which this team plays.
Oh yeah, they told us to take a lot of shots out wide because they were going to pack the bus, and we did it, and we actually got a lot of goals off of it, so it worked.
Tatum, 2 goals and 2 assists in the first half, coming off the bench. Have you ever played a better half of soccer, let alone a better game?
No, I don't think I have played a better game of soccer, honestly. I don't know. I was just really pumped for this game, and it was a big game, so I had to come out with a bunch of energy, and it was 0-0, so I just had to, I wanted to do something out there, and it was great because they were there. I played both balls to them, and they, scored it. And it was great because, like, can't get an assist if you don't finish it. So yeah, it was good.
Sarah, you scored a goal late in the second half, and you could have sat back and taken it easy with a 4-0 lead, but you put another 2 goals in and then added one on late. This team really seems to play 2 full halves of soccer every game out.
Yeah, for sure. I think, like, the fact that it was our last game on this field really, like, made a big impact on our playing.
All the seniors were ready to go.
Yeah, we were.
We
Like,
wanted to win it.
at half, we were like, this is our last 40 minutes on this field, and we got to give it all we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that leads me to my last question for all of you. What has it meant to be a part of this program, and can you sum up your feelings having finished off the last game you'll ever play on this field with a win?
It's really cool to be part of this program. I mean, like, making it to the state tournament multiple years in a row and always being in the section final, it's really cool, and we always have a target on our back, so it's really fun to be a part of this program.
Yeah, it's really great. Like, from a young age, we were able to, like freshmen and sophomores, we were able to, like, be a part of this and go to state, and it's great to do it our last year, too.
It's just been fun playing with these girls all throughout life, developing, and finally getting to this final stage and, like, getting to state now. It's been great.
What's it going to take to bring home the state title to Circle Pines?
A lot of teamwork and to play soccer as a team, a lot of energy and hard work. Just total football. Yeah.
All right, Sarah Strading, Tatum Treadle, and Brooklyn Bordson, 3 of your champions here tonight for the Centennial girls soccer team. Best of luck at state, girls.
Thank you.
And now let's take a look at our brackets. Edina and Mounds View up there at the top. Stillwater will take on Lakeville North for the 4-5 battle. Centennial, our team, taking on Wayzata. We will be there, JW and I, and Rosemount taking on Elk River, trying to advance.
Love seeing those girls pumped up after that. They have a lot of fun when they're playing, and they're real good at it. Here's the Class 2A girls soccer tournament. Vanilla St. Margaret's takes the 1 seed as they'll take on Alexandria Area Holy Angels, the 2 seed, getting Byron. 4-5 matchup there. St. Francis, Cloquet Carlton, and then Matamidi and Mankato West. Down there's the 3 seed, Mankato West. That could be a potential upset down there in 2A, Blaine.
Next, Holy Family taking on Fairmount, and St. Anthony taking on Breck, the 4-5. Minnehaha Academy taking on Proctor, and Coder taking on St. Cloud Cathedral. I love this background, though. I can't get over it. It's perfect.
A little distracting,
Yeah.
but it's perfect. It is. It really is. The 3A boys bracket, Minneapolis Southwest taking the top seed. Right out of the heart of the city there. Rochester Mayo will be their first round opponent. Duluth East did beat our Centennial Cougars in the Section 7 championship there. They'll take on Moorhead, Edina, and Rosemount, the 3 seed Edina, and then Mounds View and Stillwater will be the 4-5 matchup there at 3A.
And now Orono, my alma mater, but they're taking on Byron, the 4-5. Wilmer taking on Worthington. Matamidi taking on Cloquet, and number 3, Holy Angels taking on St. Cloud Tech.
Are you going to be there early for that one? That's at the
Yeah,
same
I probably
place
should.
we're at.
I probably
You gotta
should,
be there.
yeah.
Wear the Orono colors to cheer on those boys. Southwest Christian is the 1 seed in Class A. They'll take on Proctor. St. Cloud Cathedral. They have both the boys and girls team in the state tournament. How about that for St. Cloud Cathedral? Pine Island and Zumbrota Mazeppa. Pine Island and Zumbrota Mazeppa, not 2 different things. Now, 5 seed St. Paul Washington Tech. Rochester Lords, and then St. Paul Humboldt takes on Metro Schools College Prep. Couldn't tell you where they play, but hopefully that's a good one for St. Paul Humboldt.
And now let's look at volleyball.
Yes,
Switching it
don't
up.
forget about volleyball.
But for the standings, we have Blaine among the top teams, 7-3 in conference, 24-4 overall. Centennial 4-5, 15-10 overall, and Spring Lake Park 3-5 and 10-17 overall.
Only Rogers with more regular season wins in the Northwest Suburban Conference overall than the Blaine Bengals, and just 2 games off their conference base too. So quite a year for the Bengals. It'll be section time in 5-4A, and that's where we find Spring Lake Park. They'll take on Hopkins in the first round. The 1 seed is Wayzata, who gets Park Center. Champlain Park will take on Armstrong, and then it's Maple Grove and Osseo. So a tough road for Spring Lake Park. That's a team that's in every single match they play, and well, it'll be a tough out against Hopkins and potentially Wayzata too.
And now for 7-4A, as we look at Blaine taking on Coon Rapids, and Cambridge Isanti taking on Centennial, but Andover taking on Anoka, and Duluth East taking on Forest Lake.
Could have that Bengal Cougar matchup in round 2.
That's what we would love. We hope so.
Always love to see those, whatever round they're in. Look at that. Even the Jacko soccer ball. That's good stuff. We do have another state tournament that is going on, and that is the girls' state tournament for tennis on the individual side. Brackets weren't available just yet, but that will go on October 28th and 29th. That's at the University of Minnesota at the Baseline Tennis Center. So that's certainly, again, it's just a really fun time of year, Blythe.
Yeah, definitely. But something I want to ask you before we get too close to the end of our show, JW, do you have a favorite spooky Halloween type movie for this season?
The only one I could really think of is Hocus Pocus, which is kind of a classic.
Good, yeah.
Salem witch trial stuff. That's, I'm not a scary movie person. I don't want to be scared. I want to laugh, and I'm easily scared.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it was tough to walk in here with these. What about you?
Maybe The Shining, but that's a classic. That just goes back. But
Halloween doesn't have to like Hocus Pocus. See, it doesn't have to be a Halloween movie, right? If it's scary, then that fits that.
Ooh, look at our
scary. Speaking of scary, you'll get a good look at some of the other costumes that were here for our show today. What you're going to get a good look at this week on North Metro TV, all kinds of stuff. Blythe mentioned it, tape delayed, so not live, but we'll go live. It'll be live pretty quick after we're done, as quick as possible. Number 2, Centennial taking on Wayzata. First round action, girls soccer from Eden Prairie. So watch NorthMetroTV.com and our YouTube page for that after the fact. Then, Buffalo at Spring Lake Park, the football matchup in Class 5A that will be live. We did get live coverage approval from wherever that has to come to do that game tomorrow live. Bill Hupp will be on that call. It's like picking between your children though, Blythe. I mean, we're going to go and do soccer. I'm excited about that. We've got a football game going too. We'll have volleyball coverage coming up too. We mentioned Centennial 4-5 matchup. They win. They have a chance to maybe meet Blaine in the second round. 2 more football games, same night, both tape delayed. ECU at Centennial, Tino Grace at Blaine. And then, if you look at Saturday, it's a big family of community television stations. CCX, who covers Park Center, may just do that game instead of us. One way or another, it's going to be on TV. CCX likely going to do it because Park Center hasn't had a home game in the playoffs in quite some time. So keep an eye out for that. We'll certainly make sure you have the link to that and can find that if that's how it goes down. NorthMetroTV.com for the full broadcast coverage schedule if you didn't follow everything that I just spit out at you there.
JW.
Yeah.
As we take a look at our
Seriously,
crew, are you
Preston,
scared?
Stop it.
But they're great. I love that, our team, we all get into it and we have this fun together. But JW, you have young kids at home.
I do.
Do you know what they're going to be for Halloween? Do you ever have a family-oriented costume?
Not family-oriented.
Okay.
So we're too worried about bundling up and making sure we don't lose any of the myriad children when you throw in the nieces and nephews that will also trick or treat with us on Sunday. But my 6-year-old, I think, has known since like February what she wanted to be. She's going to be Princess Aurora.
Oh,
so it doesn't go too far out of the box, but she's got the dress. And as you would know growing up here, and what she has found out, you have to make the costume layer appropriate, right? Like it was 2 years ago, she was like some sort of fairy princess, but also had a big puffy coat on. So, I'm sure you ran into that. And then the other one, I don't know, I think we have a little elephant costume. Yeah. What about you? Are you going anywhere besides here that requires a costume?
Well, I feel like I just end up finding things to do around the holidays to make sure I can dress up a few different times. But one of my favorites that, might be happening this year, I have a flag dress, and it's pretty fun because you just put your arm out, but it's a British flag. So then I get to drink some tea.
Nice. Pinky up.
Yes, pinkies up, everyone.
That's good. And you got the accent down, which I like. And now he's just really freaking people out. How will people hear us, Preston? How will people hear us? No, it's fun. It's a fun time of year. And I like...
Do you dress up?
Not a lot. I was about to say, I like the idea of coming up with funny costumes more than actually executing it. I did in school and things like that, and when there would be parties and, eventually I got a fedora, and then I was just Indiana Jones as much as I could possibly be. But, you know, that's what it is. So, yeah.
I liked one that I saw online. There was a redhead, and then they had a bunch of bread all over them, and it was gingerbread. I was like, I could have done that.
See,
if I had a loaf of bread right now.
That's what I never would have come up with this on my own, right? Except for whoever wrote it on The Office as the joke came up with it, because they're far more funny than I am. But that's the type of thing I like too.
Yeah.
Redhead, gingerbread. I got it. That's good stuff. All right, we can bring everybody else on, right? We're ready to bring on the other costumes. Mike and Brett, we've already seen Preston.
They got to come trick-or-treating. That's
Jeremy
why.
and Kirsten didn't dress up, but Kirsten did that for Blythe.
Yes, she did. She did a wonderful job. Look at this.
But yeah, it's
my wardrobe stylist. That's the credit that she needs on the show.
one of many. There's only
it's so many.
5 people working the show, so everybody gets multiple credits. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And look, here's Mike. Yeah, this is not what Mike normally looks like. Here's Brett, the captain. Look at this. See?
Do you want any candy?
On this side.
He's ready.
With the dancing. All right, so it's going to be a fun, busy week. Hopefully you can tune in again live on Tuesday. Don't forget, live on Tuesday for Spring Lake Park football. So catch that one as they try to keep their season alive. We'll have soccer for you, tape delayed. And as always, Blythe,
yeah.
Go Cougars.
Go Bengals.
Go Panthers.
Happy Halloween.